take a walk on the woo-woo side with me. My name is Michelle Douglas and I am on a mission to help you to step into your power so that you can create the life you desire. Visit me at empoweredlifeprograms.com to learn more. Good morning. It's really early here in Australia as I record this. The cat woke me at 3 something and then I managed to sleep in till 4. And if you can see me, I'm not exactly dressed for going out in public. But I really wanted to do this recording because it's a really cool subject for starters. And I also have a very, very, very special offer that I released yesterday that I want to share with you for anyone who wants to do a dip the toe in the water approach to the Akashic records. So I'll talk about that at the end. So for those who aren't interested, don't worry, you don't have to tune out yet. Okay, so this particular client reading was done quite some time ago, and it was back when I was a level 1 practitioner. Like I'd only just started learning how to do this, and the level 1 readings are more general. They're not necessarily tailored to address a specific problem. And what was interesting though is, like, in every time I did those types of readings, something always came up that related to a particular issue she was having in her life anyway. So I'll go through each of the patterns, but in particular I want to talk about the second pattern I found, which is around a vow of sacrifice that is still playing out now. Okay, so 6 lifetimes ago, she was incarnated as female. This is the first pattern. And she created like a healing contract. You know, it's not like you signed a piece of paper, but there was an agreement with her and her dad that she would help to take care of him because her mother at the time, even though she was still there, she was unable to, like, there was some, she wasn't coping with what was going on in their life at that particular time and kind of had opted out of taking care of her husband. So my client ended up being the one to take care of her dad. He was very, very sick. And so she took it upon herself to care for him. So there's this healing contract that is current in this lifetime because it's carried through from 6 lives ago. Now, something came into my mind as I was reading for her that I believed that the father in that life is her brother in this life. And I asked her if she felt as though she was always trying to take care of him. And she said, yeah. And when he actually passed quite young, her brother, and I asked her if she felt like she'd let him down somehow. And she said, yeah. And I said, well, that's because you've got this contract running this program within you that's bringing up all this guilt that you've let him down. So obviously we cleared that to help her move forward from that. And, you know, she couldn't have done anything like with where her brother was concerned in this lifetime. She wasn't his carer or anything like that. But yeah, there was this connection that they had from that past life that was causing her to deal with a whole lot of grief and guilt over not being able to help him in this lifetime. Now I'm going to go straight to pattern 3, which is an illusion. So illusions are generally a current life issue where it's like I have trouble discerning between an illusion and a belief. They're very similar, but this one's running the program of fools rushing, and it's impacting on her at the second chakra, at the emotional body. And this is obviously about, you know, living the best life, like pleasure, feeling good, feeling deserving, experiencing joy. And what I found is that on some level, she's holding herself back from that because she doesn't believe she deserves to have success in her life. And this pattern is probably causing her to hold herself back from actually taking action towards her goals as well, because it's like, well, I don't deserve it. So, and I don't want to rush into this. So she's holding herself back quite a lot in life because of that. So that was that one that we cleared. Because this clearing's done within the Akashic records when you do a full realignment reading with me, which is different to the one I'm offering, which is, yeah, a fraction of the price too. So, okay. So the final one I want to talk about is this other pattern where 4 lives ago, she was female and she was forced into an arranged marriage and she was really not happy about it. However, the marriage did benefit her and her family because her husband would provide for the entire family. It wasn't just to provide for her. So she had this belief that she's carrying from that lifetime that she can't have it both ways. So she feels it now like she can't have what she wants without sacrifice. And that's playing out in her actions again. Like she is constantly sacrificing herself to move forward. And when you are in the energy or running a program of sacrifice, what you're actually doing is, it's like you've got a hose and it's shooting out water. When you bend the hose and put a kink in it, the water stops flowing. And you're actually doing that to the energy that's coming in, the vital force energy that you need for manifestation. So when you put a kink in that hose and restrict that flow of energy, you are restricting your ability to actually create what you want. So with that particular one, what I suggested to her is that, like, because we work out a little bit of an action plan, and that was about setting stronger boundaries with others because she had children and a husband and everything else. So it was like, get these stronger boundaries in place and make sure you stick to them. It's unfortunately, I think a lot of, and it's mostly women, it's not always, but mostly women have this guilt complex going on. They feel like they're not doing enough for their children or their husbands or that sort of thing. And so they end up literally sacrificing themselves to make sure everyone else is happy, but yet they're depleted. And so in my work, one of the biggest things I teach my clients is to really watch when you are stepping into this energy of sacrifice or obligation in any way. It's so common because when you're in either of those two energies, you're actually depleting your own energy and therefore not creating what you want. So in this particular case, I said, look, you need to set these boundaries. And we sort of talked through where she could actually set this boundary. And I sort of supported her through that process because we had quite a few calls together. So yeah, so that was that one. And that was that reading. Now, I just wanted to quickly touch on the offer I have at the moment. It's called, I've got it written down here, the Akashic Records Soul Profile Enticement Pack. So what this is a soul profile where I look at your primary energy center. Some people have a primary and a secondary. So if you have a secondary, I'll put that in there as well, that are the main place you're drawing the energy in through. And what that includes as well is so when you have an understanding of what your energy center is, you'll have an understanding of who you are at soul level. You'll understand why you thrive in certain situations and why you don't thrive in other situations. You will also gain an understanding of what your potential or what your gifts and strengths and qualities are. So if you're one of those people that's like, what's my life purpose? Or I don't know what to do with my life, this reading really helps you to get clear on, okay, well, I'm gifted in this area. Maybe I could consider this type of career or whatever. And it's pretty cool, actually. And included in that is the soul group of origination. So when you were first created as a soul, your first incarnation, that's normally what this picks up on. And then that gives you an idea of what sort of traits and qualities you've got. So for me, I know now why I feel and think a certain way about certain things because of that information. And as far as my energy center is concerned, that's the most important is that it's like, if I try to do, or if I'm wanting to do something, I will know whether it's in alignment with me or not. Because if I do something, if I approach a task or a project or something that's completely out of alignment with who I am at soul level, it probably won't work. And even if it does, it'll be temporary at best. So this really teaches you to understand who you are and how you create more abundance. Because when you are taking action that's in alignment with this profile that you receive in a PDF document, so you can refer to it for the rest of your life, you will draw in more vital force energy. And the more of that you draw in, the more abundance you create. So it's really, really powerful reading. And, what will happen as well, you get one included coaching call, and you'll find out where you're out of alignment. I will actually take you through your document and then refer it back to the situation that you're dealing with that you'd like to resolve as well. And we'll come up with some aligned action steps to help you to get started. Now, this one is only 55 Australian dollars. So if you're in the US, that's pretty darn cheap. Even in Australia, that's pretty good. And so if you go over to empoweredlifeprograms.com/entice, you can book your reading. You'll receive your PDF within about 3 business days. I think I put on there. Yeah, it'll be about 3, because it takes me a little bit of time to bring up the information. I'm just going to read through, make sure I'm covering everything. So you'll get your, hang on. Then we have our call. Yeah, so I do my research and then I actually email that to you before our coaching call. That way you've got that in your hand and you've already referred to or read through it. And then I can step you through what that means in a practical sense. I'm one of these real practical girls where, just tell me what to do. Okay. I'm not about the fluff. And a lot of you who have been subscribed to my channels for a while will know that I'm not a fluffy person. So we'll do that. And then we'll go through each aspect of the soul profile, what that means in practical terms. We'll come up with some aligned actions. And then if you wish, I can take you through some of the other options that I've got available if you want to, go into some ongoing coaching so that you can actually have someone to hold your hand along the way. And you will get a discount as well on that. So that, because I really want to get you from A to B as quickly and effectively as possible. And yes, one session will be great and very powerful and give you some really great information to get started, but it's about the ongoing action and consistency that's needed. And even just, especially when things hit the fan, as you start shifting out of your current vibration, it can get a bit disconcerting, I guess. And to have someone go in and have a look at the records and go, no, that's actually a good thing because it means this, this, and this. Or it could be that, oh, hang on, you've gone off track there. Let's get you back on your path so you're heading towards what you want. It's a much easier and simpler process, but, no obligation with that either. But yeah, $55, empoweredlifeprograms.com/entice. And I really look forward to seeing you come through on maybe one of those calls. That's a really good way to sort of get started with this process. So I'll see you there.